Hello and welcome to your prenatal yoga class. This class is designed to help you prepare for labor if you're really close to the end stages, almost ready to have baby, or maybe you just started labor. You're in the early stages of labor. You want to get some movement into your body, help your body progress into active labor. This class is for you. So make sure you have some props. If you have yoga blocks, I recommend using them. You can use a stool or a bench. And then some pillows. If you don't have a yoga bolster, you can use pillows, stack those up, ones from your bed. That'll help support you through your practice today. So we're going to start with a downward breath. And when we are in those later stages of pregnancy and we are about to have our baby, we really want to focus on that downward energy, because that's the energy that we're going to want to have in birth. We're going to want to expel that energy out. So downward breath can be really helpful in preparing your mind, your body, and getting that energy moving downward to help you birth baby. Obviously something we want in those early stages of labor as well. So you can come to a seated position, something comfortable. And then as we inhale, we're going to reach our arms up overhead. You'll take your palms so that they stack on top of each other, and then as you exhale, you can part your lips slightly and blow that breath out as you push your palms down towards the ground. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, press that energy out. Inhale. And exhale. Following the entire length of your inhales and your exhales, really taking your time envisioning that energy and that breath pressing down. A couple more times. Great. Take your palms to the top of the thighs, and we're going to be torso rotation. So shoulder will come to one side, press the chest forward, over to the other side, round the back, tuck the chin, making this as big or as little that feels good to you. Just a great way to ease into those hips, create a little bit more space, help baby move down into the birthing canal. Opposite direction. Good job. Go ahead and place the right hand down. We're going to reach the left arm up and overhead, keeping that left sit bone connected to the mat, really breathing into the left side, creating more space in the body. On your exhale, release the left hand down. We'll reach the right arm up and overhead. Awesome. Come up and release the right hand down. Let's go to hands and knees. And we're going to begin pelvic tucks. So wrists are going to be under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, you're going to lengthen through the crown of the head all the way to the tailbone. On your exhale, you're going to press the pelvis underneath you, rounding your lower back, really tucking the pelvis, squeezing the core and squeezing the pelvic floor. Inhale, completely relax. Exhale, tuck. Keep going. Creating a little bit more pressure on the cervix, trying to help you dilate with that pressure from the baby's head. One more time. Awesome. Come to neutral. If you have the pillow or a bolster, place that down the center of the mat. The knees are going to come wide. The toes can come to touch or a little bit of space between them. And if you want, you can prop your hips up with a pillow or a blanket. We're going to release down onto your pillow or your prop. Your head can go to either side here. And as you release down into this pose, I want you to really focus on inhaling, breathing into the sacrum, into your tailbone, that flat part of the lower spine here. So as you breathe into that space, nourishing that space with your oxygen, and then as you exhale, I want you to envision tension leaving that area, leaving your hips, leaving your pelvic floor, really letting your body sink further down into your mat and into your pillow. And go ahead and place the palms underneath the shoulders. We're going to roll all the way back up to tabletop. Remove your pillow off the mat. Grab onto your yoga blocks. Place them on the left side of the mat. Hands can go to your blocks or a stool. And then the right leg is going to go to the outer edge of the right side of your mat. We're going to do pelvic circles here. Inhaling as you lunge forward. Exhale as you straighten the front leg and sit the hips back. Pelvic circles are going to be your friend. Again, to create space within the hips and the pelvis. Encourage the baby to be in the optimal birthing position. And get baby to move down and help you dilate. So you can use these before birth to get your body ready, or even in labor. These are great poses to use in labor, and maybe you want to prop yourself up a little bit higher. You have your hands on the edge of the bed or your partner's lap, or a birthing ball. Opposite direction here, so just switch your circles. Good job. Let's toe heel the foot to center. We're going to take the blocks to frame the front foot, and then we'll tuck the back toe, lift the back knee off the mat. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands are going to come up overhead, and then exhale, turn over your left shoulder. We're going to toe heel the feet together just slightly. Toes will be out, heels will be in. Reach those arms up. As you inhale, take the palms so they stack on top of each other, and exhale, downward breath. Bend the knees, press that breath all the way down through the lungs, through the uterus, out through the pelvic floor. Power back up. Press through the heels, straighten the legs, arms come up overhead. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Obviously, if you're in those early stages of labor, taking breaks throughout this class is whenever you need to, and holding and extending whatever positions might feel really good to you right now. Last one. Good job. Straighten the legs. If you can grab onto your yoga blocks, we're going to pivot to the back of the mat. So turn over to the left shoulder, bending to the front knee, drop the back knee onto the mat, untuck the back toe, and then the blocks will go onto the right side of the mat, toe heel your foot to the left side, and we'll do our pelvic circles here. So these can be done on hands and knees. These can be done in the lunging position here. They can be done in a kneeling position, on your birthing ball if you have a birthing ball, or even a standing position. So tons of different options for you, and one position might feel really good, one position might just feel uncomfortable, and that's all for you to tune into, to notice what your body is working with and what it's fighting. Switch directions. Really practicing on marrying your movement with your breath. So you're going to let your breath guide the pace of your movement, not trying to rush it, just flowing with your natural inhales and exhales here. Awesome. Lunge back down, toe heel the foot to center, blocks frame that front foot. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee off the mat. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, turn over to the right shoulder. So we're going to go into our goddess pose again. This time we're going to use a mudra called Apana Mudra, and this mudra has a downward energy. So what you'll do is take your thumb to your middle and your ring finger. The other ones will be out kind of like rocker hands. And we're going to take those just to our thighs here. So take a deep inhale in. As you exhale, sink down into goddess, creating that downward energy with our hands, with our mudra, and really focusing on that breath coming down through the pelvic floor. And how strong and empowering this pose is for you. It's just standing in your power in this very feminine energy pose. So let's pause for 10. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Stand all the way up. Feet are going to become parallel or toes slightly turned in. Take a deep inhale, grow tall, and then as you exhale, forward fold all the way down. And if you have your yoga block, you can take your hand to your block, or you could take them to a chair. You could even take them to the wall and come to a flat back and let those hips rock from side to side. But go ahead and release your head down. Maybe press the hips back, getting it into the back. Weight is going to be more into the balls of your feet, so heels will be light. And just imagine those sit bones, those bony parts of your bottom just spreading open. Imagine the pelvic floor stretching and relaxing. On your next inhale, bend your knees and roll all the way up to standing. And just take your feet side by side here. Hands can come to the belly. And then we're going to do figure eights in the standing position. So imagine that your hips are creating an 8 with your hips as you go back and forth. Really working with the entire pelvic floor, working into the hips, and bringing a swaying from side to side, dancing. Even if you have a partner you can dance with. It not only helps open the hips, and if you have that connection with your partner, that will naturally release oxytocin, and that's what we want in labor. So maybe you can come face to face or even touch, get a little intimate, because those are going to make big differences in relaxing into the moment and trusting that your body knows what to do. Opposite direction. All right, come to center. We're going to turn the toes slightly out. Heels are in. Feet are about hip distance apart. Reach those arms up as you inhale. Stack the palms on top of each other. And exhale, we're going to come all the way down. You can take the hands down to the mat. Rock from side to side here. And then when you're ready, grab onto your prop. You could stack a couple blocks up or even use a stool. And let's go ahead and release back onto your prop. The elbows will come to the inside of the knees, palms come together. And if you can't get your heels down, you can use support from a rolled up mat or a blanket. I just really want you to breathe into this space. Really relax the pelvic floor. And this is such a deep squat. If you are in your later stages of pregnancy, 36 weeks or later and the baby is breached, I do recommend avoiding this squat. But if the baby is not breached, you are completely fine. And if you are in active labor right now and this is putting a ton of pressure on the cervix and it's not comfortable for you, just skip this pose. Otherwise, let this pose really gently open your hips and stretch your pelvic floor. Good. On your next inhale, place those palms down, lift the hips up. Remove your prop. We'll come to hands and knees on the mat. This time, the hands are going to come slightly in front of the shoulders. And imagine that you're drawing a little circle on the mat with your belly button. Inhaling as your chest comes forward, exhale as you release back. So again, using that circle motion here on hands and knees. If you're experiencing some back labor, this is a great position to help encourage the baby to flip, and it also eases the back pain. As we contract, our uterus tilts forward slightly, so when we are on hands and knees or we're using that slightly bent over position, we are able to work with gravity and hopefully lessen the pain of the contractions. Go ahead and switch directions. As you're releasing back, really letting go through the pelvic floor. Good. Come to center. We're going to kick the feet off to the side and come onto our bottoms. If you have a big pillow or a bolster, you could use this. We're going to come to a wide-legged forward fold. So taking your legs as wide as feels good for you, knees and toes are going to stay pointed up. And then if you have this pillow, you can place it in front of you and just let your forehead release down onto the pillow, letting your body just really surrender into this pose. Otherwise, you can stack up a bunch of props, maybe a few pillows, place those in front of you. Take a deep inhale in and then exhale, release onto your props. And as you release down, you might need to take some of your props away. Just find a space where you can just really let go through the inner thighs. These inner thighs, they can hold a lot of tension, a lot of emotion. So when they're really tight, it can cause maybe a little bit of more work for you when you're in labor. So really stretching and letting go, releasing through those inner thighs not only helps prepare your body for labor, but it helps prepare your mind because it is such an opening pose. And on your next inhale, slowly press yourself up. If you want to stay there a little longer, feel free to do so. Otherwise, grab the back of your knees, bring things in, maybe round it off, close it back up here. And then we're just going to end in butterfly pose, supported butterfly pose. So if you want, you can sit up on a bolster or a pillow. And then you could take your yoga blocks or a couple extra pillows to support your knees. The feet will come together in front of you, and then you can just use your props here to support your knees and let them open up wide. Now, if you have some pillows you can stack up, you could do this in more of a reclined position, just making sure you have your torso elevated so you're not lying completely flat. And take your hands to your belly or together at heart center, whichever feels best for you. And we're going to end this practice with our downward breath. Inhale, breathe in through the nose. As you exhale, press that breath into the back of your throat, almost like you're fogging up a glass or a mirror with your breath. Press the breath down into the lungs, through the uterus, and out through the pelvic floor. Inhale and exhale. Allowing your muscles to release with each exhale. Those areas that don't need to support or hold you go limp. Your throat and jaw relax. All the little muscles around your face and forehead and eyes. And take one more deep inhale. And as you exhale, let it all go. Let go of any doubts, any worries or fears. Let go of anything holding you back. Know that your body is strong, your body is capable, and your body was made to birth this baby. Gently flutter your eyes open. Thank you for joining me in your practice today. Namaste.